Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Destiny Become Legend. Um, as always, this is a fan-made tabletop role-playing game uh, experience modeled after the world of Destiny from Bungie. So they own all the stuff, and we are just peons. We are just little kids playing in their sandbox. Um, Once again, this week we are back with Fireteam A, um, who has nicknamed themselves Fireteam A. This is technically episode 3A, or A. I think it's 3A. 3A, A3?
3A.
3A of the New Red War. So before we jump into things, let's do a little bit of a recap. On what's been going on so far. So, Fireteam A consists of our three Guardians, Nova 3, the Titan, Artemis 4, Nova 3 Exo Titan, Artemis 4 Exo Warlock, and Reth, Awoken Warlock. In the very first episode, our three fire team members didn't know each other. They wound up being in the same marketplace when Cabal rained from the sky and attacked. The city was being invaded in something that in our universe parallels the Red War, but as they found out later, is very different. They defended themselves against the Cabal, as well as the citizens of the last city nearby. They gathered them together and they headed for the walls of the city, a short walk away. They ducked into the sewers, made it to the wall, and planned to escape out into the wilderness because the city was no longer a safe space. That's where we picked up last session. Was a big fight at the wall. In the middle of the fight, the two major things happened. One, the traveler wound up being enveloped in a cage, and the guardian's connection to the light was lost. Um, Once again, paralleling the Red War. But what was unexpected by everyone, hopefully, was the Vex also attacked. They seem to be working in conjunction with the Cabal. Our Guardians, lightless now, managed to stave off the Cabal and the Vex and slip through the walls, through the gates, and found themselves within the wilderness with a whole large group of civilians that they had brought with them. So now, after several hours of wander in the wilderness, I think it was Nova that led the group to a guardian camp.
That's right. It was kind of like a cache that Guardians coming in and out of this city had used for like a supply drop.
Supply drop, a little campsite, that sort of thing. As they approached, they found that the camp was already occupied. But unfortunately for them, it was occupied not by Guardians, but by Elixni, by the Fallen, who had some tents set up. They had campfires going and small patrols. The party talked amongst themselves and decided that their unfortunate or not, their best course of action was to take the camp by force. So I think we left off with the party about to attack. And here, let's. I'm going to move us on roll 20 over to the camp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, it's funny because this map that I found had a day and a night version. So I used the night version because it's nighttime now, but the assets don't have different options, so they're all just brightly colored as though
no.
it's daytime. So the fact that the background is darker than it normally would be and a little bit less vibrant is totally lost, which is fine. But so this is the camp, and I am going to real quickly. I should have done this before, but I was struggling to find my enemy table for the elixir. So I will populate it with our elixir
Ooh,
friends.
those are some nice tokens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank B.
Oh wow, good job.
Thank you.
But like genuinely, it does look good.
That there. Now it is a little bit later, so it's probably going to look a little bit less occupied than it might actually be. And put some shanks out here too. Because who doesn't love some shanks? Let me do some quick math here. That's
I do love
two.
some shanks. I want a shank plushie actually.
Oh, I
Oh,
would love a I want a War Beast plushie so bad.
Aw. I want a Vex Harpy plushie.
Yeah, there should be one for each.
Oh yes, naturally. We
Mhm.
already got the worm.
Of course, if you get, a Harpy plushie, that's literally just your ghost.
I mean, you caught on to my little scheme.
9, 10, 12. Okay. All right. That'll be enough for now. Okay. So, I believe you can all drag your tokens. You should see them in the journal. You can drag your tokens onto the map. You would have been starting. I think we decided, or you decided, the or I guess we decided the best course of action that was determined was um, to leap from up above the little like cliff that they were that the camps are kind of nestled up against. There's like two floors, so there's the upper camp and the lower camp. So the idea I think was to jump from atop the camp and just wreck
Surprise.
shit. Yeah, to mess some elixir up.
Where's the high point on the camp? Is that kind of like the northwest corner there with that little like
Yes.
Stonehenge arch?
Yeah, so that would be the top. So there is, you saw this before, but there wasn't a visual. So there, when you scoped things out, you would have seen this. You would have seen that there's a little cave, and probably would have known that actually because you were leading them here. You've used this before. So there's a cave here, and then there's like a little, almost like a trailer that is kind of like a resource cache as well,
Okay.
where some of that is you can go inside there and leave stuff, take stuff. It's a leave a penny, take a penny type situation.
It's like a one of those shipping containers.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got that. There are tents that have been set up. They are covered in a lot of a variety of fallen banners, but there seems to be the most prominent one is a purple one, which I think we talked about. This is the house dusk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you see a little bit. There's devils and there's some old house judgment and there's a kind of like a smattering. It seems like this is a collection of fallen working together under one banner. I know Artemis was sticking back. I think I don't know if having the map around would change your positioning once.
As long as I can get Overwatch with the sniper rifle, that was kind of my goal.
Oh, that would be Widowmaker.
Ah, yeah, I was about to make a joke on that too. It's like, well, it is free to play.
Mm-hmm. I'll say, yeah. We'll put your token up here, and we'll say that you are like an extra. We'll say you're an extra space north of that. We'll say.
Okay.
Depending on where some people are, you might not have visibility on them. For example, if they're up against these north walls here and here, this is like it's another little like cliff face. So if they're up against these, you probably wouldn't have visual, but anybody kind of on the southern side of things, you'd probably have an angle on. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Would y'all like to add anything else, say anything else, prepare anything else before you cause your mayhem?
Which one? Who's getting what?
I was actually thinking about this since last time we played, and I was wondering, do we want to have someone go down there and try and talk to them? I doubt it'll go well, given what we know about them. But do we want to give it a shot?
Reth would be interested in the idea, and having you all come in as backup.
I mean, yeah, we can like Artemis can hang out behind. I can hang out up here as your bodyguard and slam down into things if
Yeah.
it gets dicey.
Okay. Well, this is as far as I'm aware, the first a first time for everything, right? That's Reth just talking. She's already in this position though. She'll whisper to Sprite to stay hidden no matter what. Yeah. Oh gosh, she's got to be so nervous about this. 'Cause like either they agree or like either they help or they just chase us off or we die. um
Is Reth like saying this, or is she just kind of
oh,
standing there
Reth
like,
is 100% saying this, like muttering it to herself.
Nova's gonna reach out and put a hand on her shoulder and just give her like, not like a shake, but like a little like, just jostle her shoulder a little bit until Reth looks at her, and then
Yeah.
she's gonna say, "Do you want me to go? I'll go."
No, I can try this. I've studied Elixni. I know how to speak even some of their language, and Sprite can do the rest. I'd prefer to have you waiting in the wings.
Can do. You'll be okay.
Right. Okay. First time for everything. First time for everything. And she just kind of like keeps like muttering that for herself. I guess she would like back off and then go towards a lower point so it doesn't seem like she's coming in for an attack. Is that okay?
Sure. If you would like to.
Why would I?
How will you go about doing that? Are you going to sneak? Are you going to take an exceedingly wide berth? Like, how are you doing this?
Wide berth, plus a little bit of sneaking. If they find her while she's going around, it's not the end of the world, but Do I have any like flares or anything like that?
Like a flare gun type situation?
Or just like any sort of emergency flare or anything like that?
That's gonna be up to you. Do you have one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sure. If you would be carrying one when you left, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Is that,
Alright.
is that part of Reth's like normal accoutrement?
Yeah, she carries emergency supplies like that to
Atta girl.
signal other guardians. Hey, she's support.
Mhm.
Okay, so as she's walking, she'll twist the cap and light it up, but keep the other hand open. All right. And she's going to toss the flare into the clearing as she approaches.
Okay, so
Hold up both of her hands as she walks.
you're lighting the flare before you walk out. Like how much longer before? Like how long are you walking with it before you chuck it?
Just a second or two.
Okay.
Are they gonna think it's a grenade?
Oh no.
So here, let me roll. I'm gonna roll a 2d6. The Blades in the Dark games called this like a fortune roll, which I think is really cool.
Okay.
It's effectively like whenever there's something that could go either way, but it's not really under the purview of the characters,
Mm-hmm.
it gets its own roll. So let's see. All right. All right. So you're gonna move around down south. Let's put you down this way.
Okay.
And you are going to. So you light the flare and you throw it into the clearing.
Yeah.
And we'll
Just a
say.
little toss.
Mhm. And the 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 fallen that are standing guard see this and are very perplexed. This dreg notices it. This shank is going to kind of everybody who's still awake, so there's still some by the fire, and then obviously the ones on guard. Their attention is drawn by it, and they watch you come out, hands raised, and they kind of wheel around and grab their weapons
Okay.
and turn to. Probably wouldn't get that close to you. They turn and start like chattering amongst themselves in like Elixir speech. And if you, we never really we were talking about this the other day about translators, and I don't know if we ever came
Ghost
into.
I'm sure Sprite can translate some of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what they're going to be saying amongst themselves is an intruder, a human. Does Reth have helmet on and everything?
Yes.
Okay, so very obviously a guardian,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to send red alerts up through all of them to start with. So they see you're unarmed. So they might give you the benefit of the doubt, but they are all ready to fight, and they start waking. Unless you do anything to stop this,
Nope.
they start like getting kind of waking everybody up because even one guardian could lay waste to an entire camp. This is a huge deal.
She
For
walks
all of them.
next to the flare, and just holds her position. And while they're sort of scrambling, she'll say, "Uh, hey, So here's the thing. You're probably aware of how of some things that have happened. I I just need some supplies, and I actually do not want to cause bloodshed, but I will if threatened.
Okay.
I'm
So
imagining just like Reth is saying this and like dregs are just like marching by her going to wake everyone up while she's kind of like trying to pick one out of the crowd to talk to.
Please. That's funny.
yeah, so they're all kind of a little bit more worried and anxious, and not much seems to be connecting with any of them, other than like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, what the fuck
Yeah.
is kind of what's going on in their brains right now. So I'm gonna put on everybody is waking up. So
Okay.
and the captains are a little bit bigger.
I'm ready to make this roll for a heroic action. Whenever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big.
Yeah, the captains are bigger. Also, because the way squares work are kind of
Yes.
wonky. But so we've got a couple of the dregs, or shanks, I mean, have come off their chargers and are floating around to see what's going on.
Oh, they plug in at night. They're like little Roombas.
They're
Yeah.
little Roombas.
Yeah, they're flying Roombas of death.
Doombas.
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 That's so cute.
What is a shank but a Doomba? Okay. So there's some more popping up. How many did I add there? Math. There's another dreg here. That's this one's boyfriend.
See, now we can't kill him.
I've
Hopefully we
planned
won't
it
have
this way.
to anyway.
But okay. Oh, and I'm sorry. There's one more vandal who is
Reth just kind of mutters to herself. Well, at least we know how many there are now.
As far as you know, there might be more waiting in the wings. This is destiny, after all.
True.
But so they start kind of, a bunch of them start crawling out of the woodwork, so to speak, and start watching. And you see a captain, big old buddy over here, pops out of the cave, and he's the one in charge. And it seems like he is the one you would be talking to. And everybody kind of steps out of the way as they make their way down. And they come down. And they see you, arms out. And they obviously recognize you as the Guardian. Oh, excuse me, hang on, I got a burp. That would have been great in character, actually. I should have just done that. I shouldn't have muted. Yeah. And they go, Guardian, you come to me with open hands and bright lights. What do you want?
I want safe passage and some supplies. I realize you may not be able to provide all of this.
Your city under fire.
Yes.
Give me so one of the vandal, this guy right over here, Randall. that's not Randall. Randall's too OP. Randall's too OP to be in this camp. But this vandal over here, kind of hearing this, kind of chimes in like a quieter voice and says, Scultus, they are weak. Now would be a perfect opportunity. And the captain, seemingly, you can tell like he's taken this in, but he goes, Guardians never travel alone. Or Guardians often travel in packs. How many are there?
This was addressed to me.
Mm-hmm.
Enough.
So it would seem this is less of a request.
It is a request first, a demand second, and a threat third.
All right. I'm going to ask now for a sway. Okay. I think that's a cool little like
Connect.
that could. Yeah, a connect roll. I'm sorry. Sway is in another game. I know how games work. I know what game I'm playing. Make a connect roll. According to the rules, connect. Where are the rules? Connect on a 10 plus. You reach as good an outcome as possible, though not all goals may be achievable. On a 7 through 9, you reach a tenuous understanding, but they may ask for something in return. And on a 6 or less, negotiations falter and cannot be continued.
Mm-hmm.
So, give me that 2d6 plus recovery.
Okay. Let me get that here. And it's just the modifier, right?
Mm-hmm. 2d6 plus the modifier.
Okay. Oh my. Oh. Okay, yeah. I rolled a 9. I have a +1. That's a 10.
Nice. Okay.
Let's go.
So, what that is as good an outcome as is possible.
Yeah.
So what is going to happen is the vandal is going to say, Scultus, the traveler is hampered and they have no light. And Scultus is gonna fucking dude, shut up, kind of hand like a hand gesture. Like it's more like one more word, or actually, you know what? He's gonna turn and he's actually gonna say, silence. One more word, and I will dock you. And he turns to you and says, Guardian, you are formidable with or without the light. We need not any bloodshed.
Reth will slowly nod.
I can, and I'm sorry, just for me, you asked before you asked for supplies, and what else did you ask for?
Safe passage.
Okay, safe passage.
She can extrapolate now and say, this camp used to be used, as I'm sure you're aware, as a supply drop for others. We only mean to use it for its intended purpose. And we will be on our way.
Okay, he kind of nods and you are free to take the supplies left by Guardians before. What has not yet been scavenged. And you may pass safely, barring no funny business. But
Wonderful.
I cannot offer you any more than that. I cannot offer you shelter. The risks are too great for both of us.
She'll nod again and says, "Don't worry. I would not seek that here. We have others we wish to protect. Thank you. What was your name?"
I am Scultus of House Dusk.
Scultus.
Hmm.
I am Reth. I have 2 others. They will assist me.
Perhaps it would be best.
Or I'll do it alone. It's fine. Thank you. And she'll sort of awkwardly, slowly walk over towards here. Is where the supplies are.
Yeah, that would be like where the main guardian cache is.
She'll take a few tentative steps at first, kind of like watching their reaction,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Scultus says to make way, and the Elixir will part, and you can tell, like this vandal right here, fucking pissed, fuming, and you can tell even. Scultus kind of gives the command: "The guardian shall not be touched," and the like this echoes throughout. You would hear this up at the top. Nova would hear these commands being given, and you can see that like there's kind of a schism bubbling between the fallen. So right now it seems like if nothing else happens, they might just go along with it, but like just one little thing could set off a powder keg of like half of them are like on edge. Everybody's on edge, but like half are like seething, and the other half are like just nervous and anxious and afraid. But they kind of back up a little bit, and this little shank kind of beeps at you and gives you eyeballs. And you get to a guardian cache. I'm not going to bother making you make a hack roll, but Sprite would probably have to pop out. That's a vending machine, actually. There's a front door right here.
Okay.
To go inside. It's not obvious.
I thought it was like one of the city vaults or whatever.
Oh, it was like a little, yeah. That like a kiosk.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. No, I'm just. It's
a vending machine. It's fine.
Yeah.
If we
if
just
you
needed
need
some Elixir vending machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh no, it's a human vending machine.
Oh, I meant like in the tower, buddy.
He's drinking Sprite.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get it? They're drinking Sprite.
Punch ya.
Sprite is able to kind of pop the cache open, and you do find inside like general it's like, so it's a supply drop, so there's some glimmer, programmable matter is always useful everywhere, and then there's like a couple like a small stockpile of rations, and then there is a purple engram inside. So you have those things inside for you.
Okay. She will grab like her bag or a bag or something that's available to put the rations in. She'll take some, not all, of the glimmer. She's looking at that engram.
Take it, girl. They said they had already
She's gonna.
scavenged.
Yep, she's gonna put it in the bag, cover it up.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good question. I'm gonna say definitely Ghost can't transmat anything that would be like larger than a gun. So like you wouldn't have access to your Sparrow or your ship. But I imagine they could probably have just enough light to kind of hide away.
An engram.
Yeah, an engram. And
I mean,
like
that's kind of.
We had our ship before we got the light pack, didn't we? Oh no, we
Yeah.
didn't, because
no,
we
because
didn't.
we had
you're
to fucking hike it, and then we
in the
borrowed the Wander Wing.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
literally had to walk all the way to the farm.
Yeah.
Or well, you walked to Hawthorne's ship, I think.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Hawthorne's like
Yeah,
area,
she
and then she was like,
she
"Hey,
has
brings
a
you.
little encampment that she brings back to the farm, but then I think we have to hike it on our own to the shard.
We do.
Cause
Yeah, from
Hawthorne
the
is like,
from
we
the
are
farm.
not fucking going there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I'd say I probably wouldn't. Actually, I don't know.
put the engram away. She'll keep the backpack on to make
Yeah.
a show of, "Hey, I'm taking this."
Okay. Cool. All right. So you've taken. We're gonna say you have taken. I don't even know how much glimmer is good. Let me roll a random. Oh, dice roller, help me. All right, we're gonna say you have like a 100 glimmer. We'll say random
All right.
number. And we'll say you're taking all of the rations.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like they can eat them.
Yeah, I was like, they're not gonna eat it.
No, they do have tanks of ether right, in the middle, and there might be more hidden elsewhere. But which do like Elixir eat ether? Is that how that
They
works?
slurp it.
Is
Yeah,
it like they're
It is
slushy?
essentially sustenance to them.
Yeah, because I know they can eat. I don't know if it does anything for them. Because there are in lore, there's Elixir that have ramen. You don't see
It's
any
like
ramen though.
rations for them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you have glimmer. You have what is effectively a month's amount of rations for a fire team. So you have significantly more than 3 people. However, I guess do guardians need to eat too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So you
Not
would have
every.
months. Right. Oh, that's fair. So you would have a month's worth of rations for a fire team of 3. You do know you have significantly more than 3 people with you, so it will not last anywhere near that long. You have
No.
days maybe with this, if that.
Yeah.
And then you have a purple engram, which you will have to find someone to decode that later. You do not get to do that yourself. So while you're doing this, let's kind of cut back up to the top of the rock as Reth and Sprite are digging through. Nova and Artemis, what are you doing?
I would have my sniper rifle trained on that captain from like a comfortable distance away, hidden in the trees.
Okay.
Nova also, she has her machine gun pulled out, but she's not moving. She is still as stone. She's just keeping an eye out.
Okay. Has Nova made herself apparent to the camp?
No.
Or is she remaining hidden?
She's remaining hidden. And, like, her machine gun's out, but it's, like, down at her side, like, even more out of sight than she is. It's just accessible.
Okay. Cool. So, Artemis, the captain does look up and see you. Like he sees the like scope shine of your sniper and like acknowledges it, but doesn't seem to. Seems like he's aware that this would be the case regardless.
Fair.
Smart guy.
Mm-hmm. But you have this effectively been made by at least the captain, and you'd see that in the campfire light. Okay, Reth, you gather up all your stuff, and what are you doing?
Walking out, looking
Okay.
around, making sure that nobody's just about to shoot me.
Mm-hmm. You see a bunch of people who would be who are ready to, maybe not about to. Some of them might be emotionally, but nobody seems to be making any immediate moves at you as you step out. They kind of, when you reappear, everybody kind of like attention's back up. I guess. Yeah, they're like, oh, she's back.
The haunches come back.
Or
Yeah.
like classic cowboy fingers wiggling at the at the holster of their pistol kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Reth will look around, and she will nod to the captain. Is this easily traversable to go up, or would she have to like climb?
You'd have to climb.
Okay, she will
You could do it. It just would be like it'd be a sudden movement, or well, I guess maybe not sudden, but if you were to jump up, it'd be that'd be sudden.
I think she's gonna leave the way she
effort.
came. That is
Okay.
her current goal.
Okay. So as you leave,
oh no, I knew it.
Scultus is going to say to you, Guardian, go in peace. I'm sorry for the great machine. And then kind of nods at you.
And she'll just kind of mutter, me too.
And this fucking vandal over here goes, yes, Guardian. Go in peace.
God. This is the slime. This is the slimiest dude possible. He's gonna stab me as soon as I leave.
You can hear him thinking, "Go in pieces."
I know. I love it. Okay. And
all right.
she will make her exit.
Okay. So you
she steps on the flare as she leaves.
Mm-hmm. And it extinguishes, and we fade to black, and we cut back with you and the rest of your fire team talking somewhere a little bit further away.
Okay.
As soon as Reth comes up, Nova puts both of her hands on her shoulders, and she looks her like helmet to helmet, what would normally be eye level if they weren't wearing helmets, and she says, "Breathe."
Right.
There you go.
That was something. That was nerve-wracking.
You
But-
did great.
Thanks. We've got some supplies and something else.
And what?
Sprite, if you would, please.
Sprite pops out an Ingram.
Just could be useful if we find a way to open it.
Nova looks back at Artemis and is like, "Any idea, Keen Eyes?"
Whew, that was crazy though. What I don't I don't engram though. I'm not a cryptarch.
Fair enough. Well, let's take these people and get as far away from here as possible. I don't know about you, but I don't trust that one vandal.
Oh no, he wanted me dead. I don't blame him, but it would have incited the entire camp.
Yeah, let's get these people moving before he shows up at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Okay. And she'll just kind of go, adjust the little straps on the little backpack and keep going.
As we kind of start moving along, can we kind of like tally up the rations and like figure out like a ration schedule for everyone?
Sure. So
Awesome.
you have effectively 30 days of rations for a fire team of 3. So you have effectively 90 individual days of rations. You have in your party having everyone who stayed in the marketplace. I do still have that map.
Oh, you're actually gonna count all the blueberries?
I could actually give you, I could give you an actual number for the people you saved. I actually thought I deleted this, so let me real quick count right here.
I'm expecting a huge number now.
Oh yeah.
47 people.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So we got about 2 days worth of rations for everyone. Ish.
Well, we got 2 days to figure something out.
Is that 47 including us? Or do we make 50?
You would make 50 actually.
Okay. Nova is definitely abstaining from rations. Like as we go through and create this little like ration schedule, she's basically just like, I'm one of the earliest exos. I don't need to eat. Give it to someone else. She kind of like nods her head in the little girl's direction, in Violet's direction. And definitely just passes up having food at all.
All right.
Oh yeah, because exos can eat, but I don't think they need to.
Yeah, it's debatable on like later models whether or not they need to, because it might like
psychological comfort, I'm sure.
Yeah, a psychological comfort, like putting off DER, but the early exos were designed like physically that they could not eat.
There is an exo in the lore who actually laments not being hungry. So I'm gonna say they don't.
That is hilarious and sad.
Yeah. I know me and B had a very long conversation about whether you would want to be hungry, and I was very much like, I would still want to be hungry, but
And I was like, I would never want to be hungry again. Like,
yeah,
I would still eat and be happy about it because I like eating, but I would never want to feel hungry.
Yeah, which is silly, but
it's a very good campfire question.
Yeah, I'm also just a person who would volunteer for the EXO program, so surprise, surprise.
Reth will break her ration in half.
That's another thing you could do. You could split them further and extend them, but the people will be hungrier, or anybody who subsists who needs rations will be hungrier.
Yeah.
So
she's planning on splitting hers with Artemis, if that's a thing Artemis wants.
Artemis will wave it off and just, yeah, I'm fine.
You will need to eat, though, right?
Exo.
Am I the only? Oh, sorry, I didn't know the helmet. I figured.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Because it's been like nonstop go since
Yeah.
we've met. So
Yeah, I don't think we have canonically seen each other's faces.
Reth will awkwardly take off her helmet and start eating the ration once we're back at camp and stuff like that.
She's blue skin, green hair, right?
Yes, exactly. Yellow eyes
Mm-hmm.
with those specific markings.
Right. I imagine her eye color is like the same color as like your icon in this
Yes,
room.
exactly. That's why I chose it.
Yeah.
So,
Nova
well,
definitely does
sorry.
not
To
take
like
her
try
helmet
not to stare at the others while she's just eating. What were you saying?
Nova
I was gonna say. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
no, go ahead,
Nova,
Rev.
you go. I'll go after. Because I'm gonna move things along. So,
Oh, I was just
uh,
saying Nova does not take her helmet off. She doesn't even
Okay.
make a move to do so.
Okay.
so, right now we're gonna say you were still outside of this fallen encampment.
Okay.
Former guardian place.
Cash.
Cash. Yes. So what is the plan for the remainder of the night? You've been walking now. It's long after dark. But it's getting to be a point where people would probably start like normal bedtime. And the kids have already like needed to have people hold them and carry them while they walk. And a couple of them have been uh, like nervous for a little bit, and then eventually they've just been so worked up they just pass out, and are sleeping remarkably, because kids are resilient like that sometimes. So,
How far away are we from the Elixir encampment?
Yeah, that's my question.
well, that was my question: was how far do you want to go? Do you want to continue walking into the night? Are you going to try to find another camp? Are you going to just set up camp somewhere else, or what is your
we should
plan?
probably get a reasonable distance away from a known,
Yeah.
not necessarily hostile faction.
Yeah, no, I agree. We have a bunch of
Yeah.
civilians and we don't know how they would react to Elixir. I don't imagine very well.
No.
So even if we can get like 15, 20 minutes of distance, like
Even that's something.
yeah,
Anything.
even that
Yeah.
is, significant and like if necessary, Nova will 100% volunteer to like carry kids, carry people. She's willing to make like multiple trips back and forth if that's what it takes.
Okay. Yeah, Reth will just say that we're going to have to push these people, but that's what the situation we're in.
Okay, so you were going to you're going to push onward.
Mhm.
I'll say, as part of the rations, there was some blankets and maybe a couple tents and like some general survival gear, but obviously nowhere near enough.
Very bare bones. Gotcha.
Yeah, you would have one to two, maybe three of each, to support um, a lot more people than can fit in one tent.
Right.
But so you've got some blankets and stuff at least to wrap the kids up. You could wrap them in tents, and
Aww.
stuff like that.
Swat like little babies.
Okay, so you said you wanted to bring them just 20 minutes away, or
I mean,
uh,
as far as people are willing to go, because like
Yeah.
they probably had what like a 15, 20-minute rest just outside the Elixir encampment. Like if we can get them just a little bit further away, anything is better than nothing.
Yep.
okay. So when you do come back to them, a couple of them say, "So what was it? Are we camping here?"
We can't. The camp is occupied and overfull. We're gonna have to keep moving.
What do you mean overfull? Surely they can make room. They're in the same position as us, aren't they?
We got some supplies, and we're gonna keep moving. But that's all we can do for now.
Okay. Just give me I want a connect roll, but it's going to be for convincing them to move on and how well everyone continues on past that.
Okay. Okay, I got a +0. Okay, not bad. 8.
Okay, so for 8 on a connect roll.
Chat says you're a little on the quiet end. B.
Oh, me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just a little bit better?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think
Okay.
I have you turned up a little bit, so.
Yeah, I had the volume turned down in OBS because I was hitting the red pretty consistently with it turned all the way up.
Gotcha. All right, let us know. Chat. Thank you.
Thank you, chat.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Okay, so connect. You have a 7 through 9. So you accomplish your goal. You reach a tenuous understanding, but the people you were connecting with may ask for something in return. So they agree to move onwards, but they say, "We're exhausted. We're tired. We've lost our homes. There are giant space rhinos in our parks and in our living rooms and in our bedrooms tonight. We can't go on much longer. We need sleep." So that is going to limit how much distance you can put in between the Elixni camp and you. I'll say I'm imagining this is about like 9 to 10 at night. You can probably get another like maybe 3 hours away out of them, which
Oh no, I'm not going. I'm not pushing them
We
that
don't need a
far.
forced march.
No. And she's going to be very clear about that too. She's like 30, 40 minutes is all I ask. Just a little bit of distance. Look, I get it. You're scared. Your homes are gone. My home is gone too. But the further we can get away from the city, the safer we're going to be. Just 30 minutes.
Okay. They kind of the ones who had been particularly vocal just kind of quietly nod and like everybody's exhausted, so it's almost like they don't even have the strength to argue much anymore. Anyway, and you're able to gather up everybody, carry a couple kids who were asleep, things like that, and you make it. We'll say half an hour away. Where are you?
Like what direction
So
are we going, or?
I imagine away is the general gist of it.
I think Nova would put them in like one cardinal direction. Like if we left east out of the city, she would continue east.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so
that
just
way there's
continuing on.
like we have like a strong direction back to the city if it comes to that.
Okay, cool. So you do so. You take I'm assuming a wide berth around the encampment you had just been. Okay, and eventually, so you come down to after about a half an hour, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, give or take. You come to what is a decent clearing. The ground is relatively flat, a little bit rocky, but it's probably one of your best camp options. Couple like another similar to this, like a rock outcropping, you can kind of huddle behind. And you're able to kind of gather everybody, and Yeah, you can. I mean, how if I don't know, you wouldn't have any easy way to start a fire, because previously when you could have just snapped your fingers and made fire,
Yeah.
you don't have that ability anymore.
Reth will be like, oh wait, I've got to flip.
There is, you know what? I'll say there might have been a tinderbox in with
the
the
rations and
survival kit.
supplies. Yeah.
But I don't know how good any of you are with it, so it might take a little bit to get a fire going.
Okay,
If
so
you,
silly headcanon time, or I guess not silly, but like hyper specific. I've always imagined that Titans specifically, because they have the little like jetpack boots, I've always imagined them like striking one heel together to ignite that flame so they can get the rocket boost. If we
You probably can make sparks just with that.
yeah. Cause like I don't know. That's just always what I've imagined, specifically for the Titan jump, where it's like a little like kick their heels together to ignite a little spark.
They got spurs.
Yeah.
so ridiculous. Okay.
If we can collect
I
like dry material.
Sure. You do so when you reach the spot. This is as good a spot as any. Do you say anything particular? Do you want to act that out, or do you want to just tell me how, what you generally tell the people to settle them down, and what you do to set up camp, or any of that? Do you have any specifics from anybody for that?
I think the three of us should remain like between where the Elixir camp was and the rest of the team, like or the rest of the civilians. Like we're spread out a little bit, but like we're all on that same side.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't know. Do you guys have something?
Nothing really.
Oh, okay. I was like, Artemis? Okay.
No.
Yeah, wherever's dry, and not in a hill, um, Reth will kind of like look around and say, wherever we set up, we should walk around outside a few ways off just to see how, if she like goes to like pinch the bridge of her nose and then it clinks against her helmet. Uh, we should just making sure that the perimeter is somewhat hidden.
That's a good idea. I can take up first patrol.
All right, sounds good. Just let me know when you need me.
I will. And with that, she just kind of like turns around and starts like moving around the edges of the camp, like collecting tinder like into her arms, to add to the fires throughout camp.
Okay. I'm gonna ask. It feels atypical, but I think it'd be cool anyway. And this could be a group action, so all of you pick one person to lead, and they roll, and then you add the highest modifier.
Okay.
But I would like a protect for the camp.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty.
Hey, Titan.
Hey, yeah. Initially my plan had been, stats-wise to give myself a +1 in protect, but I think that was my next level up idea.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, I have a +1 for endure.
Okay.
Yeah. This is your strength modifier.
Yeah.
And then, so this would kind of be what you had just mentioned before, where you're prepping, like making sure that you're hidden, and everybody is kind of protected and condensed, and the camp is as safe as possible.
Okay.
So.
What are your two protect modifiers? It's strength.
Mine's -1.
Oh no.
Mine is 0.
Okay, so we're on equal footing there.
Hmm. If you're wondering, oh yeah, you already know. I got 3 points invested in that.
Oh, nice. I have in strength.
Mhm.
Nice. I have 4, so I could get a fragment slot.
Hey, nice.
Hey. Yeah.
If only Tex was there. He has a +1. He's not.
Oh. I wonder when he'll show up. Oh.
Oh, I know.
Okay. I guess Nova will take the lead, kind of play into the classic, like, Titans are just big, burly walls of protection.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just kind of, like, patrol around the edge of camp, and if anyone comes to speak with her, um, she's not good at, like, group speaking, but if anyone comes to speak with her, she'll, like, talk to them for a while, and she has the very flat, monotone, very calm voice, pretty much no matter what she's doing, and I think that would just kind of vibe with people, that she doesn't seem off-put, that she doesn't seem stressed or scared, and hopefully that will put them at ease.
Mm-hmm. Very much the calm within the storm, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So give me a protect roll.
Okay. Come back, dice. Okay. It's a 10. It's a 6 and a 4.
Okay, cool. That is so. As per the rules that we wrote, a 10 is you succeed. So in this, it is you secure those resources or people. So both are your resources and people are secure. If you want to describe any particular way you do that, feel free. But otherwise, that'll stand.
Yeah, just kind of like I said, she's just gonna kind of like patrol around the edge of camp, occasionally like stop and like lean against the tree, like arms crossed, and just kind of chat with anyone who comes up to speak with her, but she's not actively seeking out anything, just kind of keeping her eyes out on the distance. And I think her kind of consistently calm demeanor will put a lot of people at ease. If they'll be like, "Oh, well, if the Titan's not worried, I don't have to be worried."
Like the Titans ever have to be worried.
That's fair.
Okay, so you are a stalwart presence that definitely helps the members of the camp. Artemis, I know you said you were trying to work on sightlines and keep the camp hidden, which you do incredibly well. Reth, I don't remember if you had anything in mind to lock down the camp.
Not specifically, no.
Okay, but camp secure. And are you doing shifts, watch shifts? How is that working?
Yes.
Yeah, we do shifts.
Nova's gonna stay up all night. She even if asked, she'll be like, "I'm an early exo, like I don't need to sleep," and she'll just stay up.
I'm sensing a catchphrase coming on. It's okay. I'm an early exo. Any situation arises. Don't worry. I'm an early exo.
You're so funny.
That's because I'm an early exo.
Oh my gosh.
Our humor cores were just superior. They don't make them like they used to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think you need to get an Alcahest upgrade so you can get some new material.
A Cabal
Okay, my
drop
dear.
pod lands on Nova's head.
Just
She's
like
dead
that game
permanently.
statue.
No. Okay. So, joking or bad joking aside, you go to bed, or everybody kind of camp gets camped up. Rations are kind of handed out. Do you give people the full day's ration, or do you tell them to split? How do you all handle that as well?
I was gonna say,
Probably ask them to do half rations.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe like 3/4, like full rations for the kids, and then we can figure out anything else. I was gonna say too
Yeah.
that throughout the night, if there was anything like any edible plants around the perimeter of the camp, Nova would have been collecting them.
Okay. Cool. So ironically, actually, the kids just need less, so they actually don't even eat full rations
Oh,
themselves.
that's true.
Um,
Kids are
they're
like, I'll
tinier.
have 3 chicken nuggets.
But the ones who were awake enough to eat the rations, don't taste good. We're gonna say they're like, I guess, like hardtack kind of biscuits, and they're not the best. But
Protein
they're
paste.
sustenance.
Ugh.
Yeah. But anybody who remains awake for rations has rations. Some people don't because they just go right to bed, and they're gonna worry about that in the morning. Camp settles down during the night. Nova, you're wandering about collecting. You do find some like berries and stuff like that to help supplement the rations. That'll help bridge, save like roll me a d6.
Like a snack. 4.
Okay, and roll me another d6.
Another d6.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, cool. So you it's for my ration tally, which I will give you. So you rolled a 4 and a 6. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. So you collect a bunch of berries. While you're out and about collecting berries, in the middle of the night, after a couple hours of kind of everybody settling down in the middle of the night, we're talking maybe you traveled for another 40 minutes, so maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. You hear the sounds of someone approaching. A bunch of someone's actually.
Can I see anything?
Yeah, I'll say you can absolutely see because you've secured the camp so well. They actually don't know where it is, so they are looking effectively blindly in the dark, and you see kind of working their way through the landscape a small squad of fallen, and in the moonlight you can even see you can make out kind of vague shapes. You can tell they're fallen. And one of them looks like that shitty vandal that you had seen before, kind of leading the charge.
Scandal the Vandal.
Scandals of
Vandal the Vandal.
Okay, Nova is gonna, like, summon Wisteria out of her backpack. And she's gonna say, Wist, go get Reth and Artemis, but tell them to be quiet. Just keep an eye out. Wisteria is very excitable, so his ring starts spinning like faster and faster, but he kind of like aggressively nods and then like floats away to go get them wherever they are, whether they're asleep or awake.
No. Okay. Yeah, Wisteria goes, and Reth and Artemis, you are awoken by like a small
I'm an
metal
expo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so you're not sleeping either.
No, I was making a joke that Reth is awoken.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
I thought you were making an early EXO joke about not
No,
needing
see,
to
we got new
sleep.
material.
Oh, all right.
Now, see, it's actually a late EXO because it's very late at night. It's
Yeah. See, well, is it an early EXO because it's 3 in the morning? When do you consider it to be late?
When I go to sleep, that's
Same.
night. When I wake up, that's the morning.
Yeah. That's
I'm
how
sure
I
Pants is
operate.
like at home, just like rolling her eyes so hard into the back of her head.
Boo.
Boo.
Wonderful. Okay. So Wisteria nudges Reth awake, I guess.
Yeah, you're woken up by a tiny little metal thing bumping into your head.
What? Sprite, what is it? Wait, you're...
No, it's me, Wisteria. Nova wants you to come quickly.
Okay, what
But
what
be
is
quiet.
it?
Just-
Okay. Okay. God. Grabs her weapons real quick and
Mhm. You slink through the camp to Nova, and Wisteria whizzes off to do the same to Artemis as well.
Okay.
And Artemis, wake up! And you kind of
Okay,
bonk.
okay. All right.
Got you. Come on. Nova wants you right now
All right.
with some urgency, please. Come on.
And she'll get up and urgently follow.
Yeah, he whizzes away. And you both gather up, and you're kind of hunkered behind, like underneath a rock, behind like a rocky, some rocks, man. And you watch as you can see this kind of group of fallen, kind of scouring the rocky terrain all around, looking for your encampment.
As they come up, Nova's just gonna kind of like tilt a horn in the Fallen's direction and be like, "So much for going peace, huh?" She's gonna point out specifically the vandal. It does it seem like he's leading the group, that vandal?
So watching them for a little bit doesn't necessarily seem like he's leading. Like they're kind of in a branched out kind of like everybody's scouring, but he seems in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
He's not the leader, but he has shown deference, kind of a thing.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, it's like they're all kind of scouting. So they're all looking and they're all kind of moving in generally the same direction. He is this group's leader, but he's not like in front.
Mm-hmm.
If that
Gotcha.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Reth kind of like grips the hilt of her sword a little bit, and she says, "Right. We should probably try to take them out quietly."
I think let's wait and see what they do.
They get too close, though. Just kind of trail off.
Agreed.
We don't want to risk a panic.
Let's keep it to quiet kills if we can.
We've got just the thing for that.
Yeah, you've got a sword, don't you?
Yeah, she does. That's why she's like, yes.
Artemis,
My
are
time
you all
to shine.
guns?
I think I have I wrote down that I have a sword too.
Oh.
That doesn't seem very in character for me, but
You have a sniper rifle and a sniper rifle and a sniper.
hand cannon sniper. But then apparently my heavy is a sword.
Maybe it was to get something a little more close range. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to have it changed, you can have one heavy weapon. So I don't know if you've used it. So
I have
Right,
not.
the option. A rocket launcher. So loud, of course.
Yeah, let's just pick the loudest possible thing. To be fair, I'm all guns. Like,
Mhm.
the quietest I have is a trace rifle, which is just like brrr, but
Yeah.
it's still noise.
Well, I mean, you are all guns, but that's the point.
you got one for each
Flexes.
arm too.
Yeah. Slap
You
scopes
can't
on those
see-
bad
y'all
boys
can't
for
see it.
precision kills.
So I was thinking, I'm wondering what like model of guns I'd be using, and I was like, oh yeah, I could do uh, the Deep Stone Crypt ones because there's a sniper rifle, hand cannon, and a sword, but
Not yet. You can't.
not yet I can't.
Not technically.
Eventually, I'm sure the Deep Stone Crypt will be infiltrated somehow, but
Eyes emoji.
we'll see. There's a lot. We have a lot of like stuff that intersects with the game, but like in cooler or not cooler. I don't want to say cooler.
We're objectively cooler.
We're better than Bungie. No, in different ways that I think
Mhm.
the fact that they are different is interesting to me. So yes. Anyway,
Wonderful.
but not yet.
Yes.
No, nobody's. The Deep Stone Crypt has been is not uncovered yet.
No trustees for our trustees.
No, sorry. Okay, so what is the plan? Are you just staying put? Are you moving through the darkness through the night to try to what's your game plan? Are you just chilling?
I think we should kind of like move along with the Fallen's group, but like stay on the edge of our camp, so that we're kind of like parallel to them as they move along.
Yeah, so that we can intersect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Intercept.
Intercept. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna be our best bet. Okay. Okay, ladies, what do you think? Do you think should we tell some of the like I'm sure we've gotten a little hint of different like adults' personalities in our little civilian group. Should we tell some of the kind of cooler, more level-headed adults like, "Hey, there might be something up. We just want you to kind of know so that if you start hearing
Yeah.
crazy
That's a
shit,
good idea.
we can kind of like have them help keep everyone collected and keep them in camp."
Yeah, we should just be like, we've spotted a fallen scouting party. Just be ready to wake people up if need be.
Yeah, okay. Let's maybe we can like send our ghosts back so we can kind of continue to keep an eye out, put our ghosts out of harm's way a little bit more, send them
Yeah.
back for some of the more level-headed adults, and just kind of like, just so you know, we've seen a fallen scouting party, but like it's not yet time to panic.
Yeah, that could work. Or if things get hairy, we can send our ghosts back, but I doubt they'll want to abandon us.
Okay, so are you sending ghosts now? Is what I heard.
Yeah, I'll send Tao.
Yeah, I'll send Wisp too.
Okay. I'll say, yeah, you certainly have kind of scoped out who the more trusting adults are, and who's kind of keeps a more level head and who's you don't want to tell, probably.
Sprite, can you do that?
Yeah, of course. Sprite says.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
And the
Trusting
ghosts,
you, buddy.
you can count on us. Oh no.
Oh no! Before Wisteria goes, Nova's just gonna kind of like wrap a hand around him and give him a little like forehead bonk. And he just responds in kind before his ring starts spinning really fast again because he's anxious. And then he will float away to kind of tell the various adults.
Okay, perfect. So the ghosts, whisk away to the camp, while all of you start kind of moving through the night to not to I guess run in parallel to the Elixni party. I am going to have you roll me, and this would be, if you're all moving together, another group action for traverse,
Okay.
which is mobility.
I have a -1 to mobility.
0.
I also have a 0.
Okay.
Oh no! What are your positives in?
Mine?
Does anybody
I
have
have positive 2 in
Recovery and
intellect.
intellect.
Yeah,
recovery and intellect?
discipline and intellect.
I mean, Brad,
Okay.
we start with -1s in everything.
That's
until,
true.
Until we put stats at. I have 0s in everything except mobility and resistance, which are -1 and +1 respectively.
My only negative stat is resilience.
Okay. All right. It should have been, you know, most of them should be 0s, but you should have at least 1 or 2 that are positives. So it's just I guess it's just been bad luck with what I've been calling for.
Yeah. Like I said, like mine is in resilience, so that would be endure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But
hopefully you can endure this roll.
Oh.
I can endure these jokes.
Can I get a
No.
excuse me, a traverse roll?
Yeah.
From who? Who's rolling?
Yeah, one of you two want to roll. And then you can
I'll
add.
roll.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, you roll. I rolled last time.
And then you add +0.
Ooh, you know, I feel like Artemis works in a library, right?
Yes.
I feel
Artemis
like
does work.
she would have
Well,
really
I
quiet
don't know if
footsteps.
works, but like
Okay, so she
spends
lives in a
most of her
library.
time, pretty much.
I just imagine she has really like quiet little footsteps as she's so used to like moving around the library and not wanting to disturb people. And plus, you know, floating warlock.
Mm-hmm. I rolled an 8.
Okay, an 8 total. Alrighty, so for traverse, you get what you need to. You get where you need to go, but the Vanguard may decide you sacrifice crucial time, lose a resource, or draw attention to yourself. So I think it's going to be pretty obvious what is going to happen. Yeah. That is the most dramatic, which is what the game's all about, or should be.
So is it like, do we draw attention to ourselves but not to the camp kind of thing? Because it's like a mid success?
Something like that. The camp itself is secure, so like I said, there are no indications to the Elixni without being on top of it that the camp is even there. Because of the way you've set it up. So, but unfortunately, there can be indications to you, which is kind of what's going to be happening. So, as you're kind of trying to stay within the shadows, and there's a very bright moon casting light down. Illuminating a lot, so you are moving softly and as swiftly as you can, as carefully as you can. And who has the -1 for mobility?
I do.
Okay. So Nova, as you're kind of traversing this rocky landscape, you are Artemis is leading, so Artemis has the front, and you are behind her. You take a wrong step and you slip on a rock that had just been a loose rock, and it sends the rock kind of careening into a crevice, and it makes a pretty loud noise. And Artemis, who lives in a library, has become accustomed to shushing people, and you turn around to put your finger up. Shh. But this whole thing, both the rock and the shh, has drawn the attention, and you can hear a fallen go, "Over here! I've heard something," and or however fallen sound. That one's smoking a lot, so let me actually. This is. I'm trying to see if I should just make another map because I didn't really have. I'm gonna duplicate this. Let's duplicate this page. Move you over, and I'm going to delete everything that is not here anymore. You are able to hunker down, but you can. So you're. I'm going to say you can get to kind of cover under, like behind a rock, but one of the Elixni is like coming to check you out and has alerted others that he thinks you're here. So there's a couple Elixni that are coming that are like homing in on you right now. What do you do?
How far away are they?
They are the equivalent of 3 spaces away and coming closer. Right.
Okay.
now.
All right. I'm going to pull out my sword and kind of hide behind a tree and prep to, when he's in range, just like step out from behind the tree and swing, batter, swing.
Okay.
You said we're up on a little, like, are we still up on like a little cliff face? Is that what you said?
I'm gonna say there's enough of like a little ledge, sort of type deal that you can like hide underneath it, so you're not immediately visible. But if they come close enough, they'll be able to see you.
Okay, so they are on top of the ledge, we're below the ledge?
Yep.
Okay. Nova is gonna kind of like press herself up against the ledge, and if any of them come close, she's gonna grab them by the ankles, fling them over her head, and pile drive them into the ground behind her.
my god.
Nice.
I don't have anything you can roll for that.
We do have
Strength,
the...
maybe?
That's, well, I guess, yeah, it'd be a heroic action probably, or like a just a badass melee or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we do have the unarmed melees, which is 10
Just
plus
the normal.
DX.
Mhm.
Or if you want, I can do a heroic action. I guess it would. Yeah, your call, Vanguard.
Okay. So
Also, I'm gonna switch you back to the fallen icon because even though the captain's not here, I think it looks cool.
Oh, is that what you did before you made me the captain?
Yeah. If you
I
want
saw
to
chat talking about it, but I didn't actually watch it. So
It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool. If you want to take a
and
look.
the eyes do glow. That's awesome. That is cool. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of keep these on deck for now. But you've got Elixni, and let me give him a little red dot to show he's the mean one. Scandal the Vandal right there.
There he is.
Okay. So you hear the Elixni coming, and they are checking you out. Everybody's at the ready for combat.
Mm-hmm.
And you're waiting for them to get right up on you. So they get right up to the cliff face. And then I would like everybody, eyes up, Guardians. Give me a quick draw.
Quick draw.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is going to be a pretty low one. And everybody's quick draw I think is +0 now because of
yeah.
a lack of light. So it's just a straight 2d6 roll.
Okay.
You have to beat for this in order to get the drop on them, you're lying in ambush, but they kind of feel like something is coming. So I'm going to say this is going to be like a 6. It's kind of in the middle of things.
Cool.
That's great.
Love
Okay.
it for me personally.
Yeah, also good for me personally. I got a 7.
Okay.
Rolled a 4.
Ooh.
Okay.
Artemis?
So
It is
7.
my favorite number.
The 4 is you're going to roll 2d6, and everybody else will roll 4d6.
Okay.
And combat will begin. Yeah, so you get
Gotcha.
less stuff to do. Sorry.
Hmm.
And I will say, so I'm kind of because this is a living game. I want to try a new thing.
Oh yeah.
So our Vandal is a yellow bar. Actually, so let me make his
Ooh.
little. Let me make his little. We'll give him a little
Ooh.
yellow dot instead.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yellow bar. All right. Lemon. Yum.
Yeah. So, as the can I? Oh no, if I move them off, they disappear. I'm gonna put the ones who are kind of off the map, like in this corner, so you're not confused about their existence.
Sure.
So let me kind of.
I can adjust the map on the game screen too, so that they're a little more like.
Oh yeah,
on the
if
side
you can
there.
put the map just up in the northwest corner, that would be super cool.
Like that?
Just know, yeah, that looks good. So there's another shank and another dreg kind of somewhere out there, but as these two dregs are approaching the like cliff where you are, you can hear Scandal the Vandal say, well, are they there? And at that moment, combat starts. And
Okay.
What are you doing?
Artemis, what did you get
For what?
for quick draw?
Quick draw 7.
Okay. Oh, we were equal. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
All right. I actually rolled a 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
Nice.
So that's entertaining. I think I'm going to
satisfying.
bank that 6 and then use 12 for a heavy attack with my sword.
Okay, you've got two dregs in front of you. Yeah, I imagine you're attacking the one closest to you.
Yeah, it's like right as he walks around the corner, just big old swing with the sword.
Okay. You swing your sword. Roll me a shot.
Rolled a 3. It's a miss on a 1, so that's a hit.
Okay. So you rise up, and you just obliterate this dreg.
It does, I believe, 52 damage.
Yeah, the dregs have much less than that.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you do this? How do you kill this dreg?
Clean lop off the head.
Okay. So you
Pop up and swing.
Swing. It lands on the ground with like a wet plop. Ether pours out of its head hole, and all of the other fallen are now like, they're here. Fuck. And so they're now like combat mode, but it's still your turn. The Guardians, still the Guardian phase. So you have 2 more sword swipes.
Can I use like the momentum of that to move here and then attack this one?
Sure, if you'd like.
Okay.
Absolutely. That one's gonna die too. Dregs are very vulnerable to swords, believe it or not.
Cool. Most things are.
Um,
They just don't know it yet.
I think that is all I can do.
Okay, you can move up to a space. So you've moved so far half a space. You can move you can move back, or you can
Okay.
move.
I'll move right there.
Okay, you can kind of get just dive back off the side. You're kind of heading undercover.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably still poking up a little bit, but all right. Who's next?
Nova will go next. She'll have like reached up for the ankles for that one drag when Artemis just like dashes through with the 2 sword swings, and she's just like, "Oh, well, all right."
You now have 2 drag legs in your hands. By the way.
She's gonna hop up over the ledge, and she's gonna like move up this way towards this drag. She's gonna reach out, grab them bodily, and like shove them into the wall. Do you want me to do like an unarmed?
Yeah. So if you're going for this drag, you can move right up to him, because you have to be within half a quarter of a space. Yeah, I guess that.
Put it, like next.
Oh,
to her,
that's fine too. I'm sorry.
Just visual. I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say we can flavor an unarmed strike as that. Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Cool. It's gonna be 10 plus DX. The first die value I put in there is 4, so 14.
Okay. So 14. Dregs actually just got a buff. I think with like during one of our playtests. So Dregs have 15 health.
I can punch him again.
That's up to you.
It'll be 12. So
Okay,
I'll just like grab them bodily by their little scarf and like shove them into the wall, and then bring in my other fist for the second hit.
Yeah, you bash them into the wall, bash their head up against the stones, and you can they see little tiny servitors spinning around their heads, and they hear like whistles, and then you can tell they're on their last legs, and you just pummel them.
Dregs, if you will.
Their last dregs, and you smash your fist into their face, and they they die.
Okay, I'm gonna bank my other 4, and then my other 2, I think I'm gonna spend on movement. Can I get up on top of this like cliff face here and get up next to this guy?
I'm gonna with what 2 is half a movement. So you started here.
Yeah,
so
2
you have
is half space.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you would be able to get up here.
Okay, then yeah.
From your starting spot.
Yeah, she's gonna get up there and just like as she like crawls up over the top and she sees the vandal, she's gonna like crack her knuckles.
Okay. The vandal, having you be as like seeing you coming, pulls out with its lower 2 arms. It's got a shock rifle in its upper arms, and it pulls out 2 shock blades with its lower arms and like activates them, and you hear the buzzing. They're ready to go. They're ready for you.
She just kind of like wiggles her fingers as in like after cracking them, and it's like, "Come on, Sparky."
Okay. Meanwhile, Reth, what are you doing?
I'm gonna use my movement to go all the way over here.
Okay.
I'll go around if need be.
So you can get, with just your regular movement, you can get
get
halfway
right here.
that far.
Oh, really?
You would.
I
yeah,
use one of my dice to get
okay.
an extra
Space.
1 space.
Okay,
So-
then you absolutely can get there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can take the most direct route. I'm not super worried about. Guardians are very nimble and can jump and stuff, so I'm more worried about height for cover than
Sure.
I am for traversal, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But-
totally. Oh, go on.
Go on.
Oh, okay. She's gonna punch this thing.
Okay. Cool.
Just kind of hit with the pommel of her sword as a flavor thing,
Oh, nice. Okay.
or just
so
kind of grab it and just try to shove it against the rocks.
yeah, however you want to do it. What's your DX for that?
3. So
Okay.
it'd be 13. 13 damage if I hit.
13. Unarmed just hits.
Oh, sweet. I
Yeah,
do that then.
there's no rolling for that.
Yeah, she just takes it by one of its fins and just kind of throws it down and crushes it under her foot.
It is smashed to bits under your boot. Do you have any? Oh, you only had 2 dice, right?
Nope,
Okay.
I cannot do anything else.
I'm sorry. It is now the enemy's turn. The Elixni phase. All of you can, however, I remembered, re-roll your 4d6.
Yes.
Ooh.
And Reth, you can roll all 4.
Yay!
Oh, other than if you banked, you obviously only roll 3.
Yeah.
But you got it. And now the enemies are going to go. So we have this Vandal right here. Well, I'm going to start with the Vandal right in front of Nova. With the 2 shock blade attacks. And that's a 3 and a 6. So you are going to take. Let's see. What did I have with the shock blades? Okay, you were going to take 20 arc with a 3 and 25 arc. So you're going to take 45 arc damage.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty potent.
Yeah, they can take you down fast in game.
Yeah.
This dreg is going to shoot at Reth from afar. With its little it's shock pistol. That's cute. That's 2 5s, so Reth is going to take 20 arc damage total, 10 each. Like a bunch of the little like bolts whiz and
Pew, pew, pew.
enough hit that it deals 20 damage. In like 2 little blasts.
This map is so neat. I just love it.
Thank you. I bought it.
It's 2 minutes
It's good.
tabletop, right?
2-minute tabletop, yeah.
2-minute tabletop. Yeah, they. I don't know if we have them in the descriptions of our stuff, but if we don't yet, we
You
absolutely
do.
have.
I have them on the stream.
Oh, that's awesome.
Map.
Yeah,
2
it's
minute
great.
tabletop.
Yeah.
I love these just like these like hand drawn maps that just
Me too.
they ooze
Mhm.
style.
Yeah, they had a very big collection, and it was a decent chunk of change, but they had enough, and they had some sci-fi stuff, they had some fantasy stuff, so some stuff that works for everything. So it's so far it's been a pretty good investment. So
Yeah.
this Vandal.
That reminds me.
Scandal
I have some files I can share with you later.
Yes, yeah, I remember you saying that, and then I forgot to follow up. Yeah, so Scandal the Vandal is going to take 1 wire rifle attack on Reth.
Okay.
And it is long range, actually, so they are
I
technically.
knew he'd have it out for me. No,
They're technically at a disadvantage. So their hit spectrum is 2 less. So I rolled a 4 which would be, hold on. Oh, that's actually a miss. Holy shit. Okay. They fire at you, and they say, "I see you brought your friends. Good." And they're going to, with the rest of their action, they're gonna. They see you have a sword. They're gonna start rushing you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, actually, they have 1.5 movement, and they're gonna pull out their shotgun.
Oh god.
They can't do anything else this turn, but they are coming for you.
Okay.
And then we are gonna have the Shank and the Dreg are going to like appear at the top of the map. And they're both gonna take one shot each at Nova, and that's a miss. And then the Dreg gets a little shock pistol hit for 10 damage.
Okay.
So, and then hold on. So I've hit. Let's see. I've hit Reth for a 20 total, and I've hit Nova for, what did I hit you for?
I am at 45 out of 100.
40.
So
Okay.
I can change it in Roll20 for you so you can see it. Oh, you
I
already did.
got it. Yeah, I just did it. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, I've been watching the stream cam one so that, because sometimes when I don't watch the stream cam one, it doesn't update in the stream, which is really dumb. So I've been watching that one.
Interesting. That's okay.
Yeah.
I should have been keeping better track myself anyway. And Artemis, who I guess ironically has done.
Nobody's attacked me yet.
You're too far away.
I don't know why I sounded sad about that.
Yeah.
Nobody's attacked me yet.
Yeah. They'll come for you. You're a little bit farther away. Yeah. It is now the Guardian phase. You're up.
Yeah, alright. I can go.
Fucking wreck his shit.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you go first.
Alright, first up, I deal 14 melee damage.
Okay. With
Slapping down the arm with the shock pistol.
Okay.
And then I use my sword. So,
you said 14 first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me do math. Okay. And then you're attacking with the sword?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. How much damage?
Well, let's see if I hit yet. It's just I roll
so you're gonna roll a shot, a 1d6 for every shot.
Oh, right.
Okay. You have 3 shots, and you miss on a 1.
Okay. Okay. I missed the first swing.
Okay.
And then I have a 5, and then I have a 6.
Okay. So that's 1 miss. You slap away the shock pistol. It has the wire rifle, and and it has the shock blades. So.
Oh, okay.
What were you trying to knock out? Like, what were you trying to hit?
Oh, I thought you said shock pistol. So.
Oh no, it's got the blades.
Okay. Yeah, she was trying to knock away the like slap down the arm that had the blade so that she could just get the sword in there.
Okay. You slap it away, and then it's gonna use the wire rifle to block that first attack. And it actually cuts the wire rifle in half.
Nice.
So it forces the blade away, and then it comes away with 2 pieces of rifle, 1 in each hand.
Okay.
And it kind of looks at them like, I'm gonna hit you with these 2. Is the vibe you get.
It's gonna use the sticks to hit you.
Yeah. So you get 2 sword slices in. So how much damage?
So with both of those hits, that's gonna be 45 and 46.
Okay. So, because they're a yellow bar, they are still up. The
45 damage and 46 damage?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So I'm trying to kind of vibe out. I
The
have an
damage
idea in
and
my
stuff like
head
that.
of like different tiers of enemies. So
Awesome.
They are. So I guess it's probably not the equivalent of a game yellow bar exactly, but
I mean, you can still some yellow bars, 2 hits with a 2 like normal hits with a sword might not.
yeah. Well, they're up. They're roughly a third of the way down, or
Oh.
have a third of the way left. A third health left.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
But they are. They're still up.
I wasn't concerned. I'll get them next time.
Okay. All
I
right.
should probably
Who's
be
next? No, it's only death is only permanent right now, so no cause for concern.
I can go.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take. So I have 5, a 6, a 1, and a 3. I'm gonna use the 6 for a sniper shot on this.
Oh wait, I missed a die.
Dreg or shank. 2.8 squares is
Okay. We've
normal.
abandoned stealth.
Oh, right. We were stealthing.
They've already fired, so that's
True.
up to you.
Although shock guns aren't that loud, whereas
No, they're not that loud.
kinetic is a bit louder.
Yeah, I would probably put shock blades and shock pistols on par with like trace rifles, where they just kind of make a loud brr, but not.
Bumping.
They don't travel very far in sound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's also been some like talking and some like yelling as like they're over here and stuff like that.
That's
So
true.
yeah, that's up to you. But nothing as loud as a sniper rifle shot.
Yeah. In that case, I'm going to move here. And then how much? Okay, so using one of my die for movement, how much extra does that get me?
Which die? What is the value of it?
3.
3 will give you 1 extra space. A 1 or a 2 will give you a half space. A 3 and a 4 will give you 1 space. A 5 and a 6 will give you a space and a half.
If you look at the bottom of your combat sheet, it's the second space on the bottom left.
Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's very useful. Nice.
Like this character sheet is so nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You did a good job.
Actually, in that case, okay, so from right here, I could get. Oh, okay, cool. I can get there
Oh,
using
hello.
using a 5. So.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh wait, no, then I can't use my sword again because sword's 12.
You can still punch things.
I will punch the drag.
Okay.
Apparently, you only gotta get a 15 total, so.
Yeah, they have 15. Dregs have 15 health.
Okay.
Might be 2 punchies.
Depending.
Yeah, okay, so I got 3. Okay, that was 1 die. I got 3 dice left. I've got a 6, a 3, and a 1. So I'm going to use them all for punches on these things in front of me.
Okay.
What do I roll for?
Nothing. You just punch.
Okay.
So what die are you using on the dreg?
6.
Okay, 6. That does 16 damage. Kills the dreg.
Cool. Then I punch the shank.
Kills
the
the
3. Cool.
You've got a 1 left. You can use that on another. You could punch the air. You could also move half a space with it, or you could bank it, I guess, or just not use it. You don't have to use all the dice.
I just don't use it.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's fine.
Reth, I heard you saying that you missed a die.
Yeah, I sent you a whisper on the Roll20.
Oh, okay. So, what I did notice actually, so I think the damage was a little bit. I think you should have actually done more damage. So, what was the die that you expended on the sword attack?
It was a 6, a 4, and a 2.
Okay, a 6, a 4, and a 2.
12.
So 12 total. So
Yeah,
all of
which is
your
the cost.
attacks, yes, which is the cost. So you would do 40. So you do 52 with each shot, actually,
Oh,
because the DX is the dice you expend, not what you roll on the shot dice.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so you actually deal an extra 6 plus 7. You deal an extra 13 damage.
Okay, sweet.
So they're still up, but they're not as well off as they were.
All right, cool. Then that solves that problem that I thought
Yes.
I thought I had.
Yeah, and then I think you actually did the punch like I thought you did the punch right off the bat, but I could.
I did.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's all been accounted for.
Mhm.
Excellent. So, Nova, what are you doing?
I'm gonna punch the crap out of this guy. Out of this vandal.
Okay.
We're going heavy hitting first. Unarmed melee, 10 plus 6, so 16.
Okay, 16. All right, that is okay.
Still up.
Still up. Yeah.
Second punch, he's 15. I actually rolled like really pretty well.
Okay, so a 15, still up, but not looking half as happy as he was before.
Another 15.
Another 15. Okay, 4 health left.
Well, I rolled a 4 on my last die, and it's a 10 plus 4. So,
Okay.
to get this guy, like, I punch him 1, 2, 3 times, and then with the last, like, when I go to punch him, instead of punching him on the last hit, I grab him, and I bodily shove him off the top of this cliff with me, like, taking him down, pile driving him into the ground.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. It splatters into like an ether pulp as you crush down on him. He dead.
And then she is gonna get up, and I am gonna expend all my 1.0 of movement to get 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get on top of that Shank's space, but it'll put my icon underneath, so I'll just stay next to it.
Technically, actually, the shank should be below Reth because it was crushed under her boot.
Okay.
Sure was.
Yeah.
So you can get right up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get right up on this guy so that he has to deal with both of us.
Okay. I think that's all of you.
Yeah.
So here is what is going to happen. The Vandal is going to attack Reth twice.
It's been real.
I rolled a 3 and a 4. So, Reth, you are going to take 20 and 20 arc damage as the Scandal the Vandal bumps into you. And then it's going to do one more actually, where it's going to take the 2 sticks, the 2 halves of its wire rifle, and it's going to smash you on the head with both of them from either side. And it's going to do an extra 10 kinetic damage.
Oh God. Okay.
And your helmet, which has a little crack in it, the crack
Yeah.
splits a little further.
Okay.
And this dreg is I'm actually gonna roll a fortune roll for its self-preservation skills
Okay.
because it's the only one left. I rolled double sixes, so this dreg is like, I fucked up. I don't even hate Guardians that much, I guess. I just wanted to be a part of something cool. This is his
Just
internal
wanna be part of
monologue,
something.
and he's going to run back right the way it came. It's going to use its full movement, and is going to even forsake some of its actions to double its movement. It's going to move 2 spaces off the board to the west. And that is going to be its turn. While the enemies were moving, you should have been re-rolling your dice. If you haven't yet, you
done.
can do that. There is one. It's just Scandal the Vandal. So you can. I'll say. We'll keep in combat. And then depending on what happens, we'll resolve it after. But you're all up.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna move up to here, but I want Reth to take
You
this
want
one.
me to go first? Okay.
Oh, it's like you got a vendetta against this fool.
See, I think they have a vendetta against me. Reth is all too happy to take matters into her own hands here. Uh, yeah. She's gonna start with just another melee again for 13 damage.
Okay. Got it.
Maybe as he tries to like hit again with the piece, she'll just catch it and just hit him up from like under the jaw or something. And then she'll use her sword again.
Yeah.
She rolls
So
high enough.
your hit staggers him to the ground, and he falls backwards before you. And you stand above him with your sword, and he says, "Go on, do it. You Guardians are all the same."
Reth's hand is shaking. And she's going to mutter, "Go in peace." And she's going to chop off one of his arms.
Cool. Okay. So you're just chopping its arm off, or his arm off?
Yep.
Okay. I'll say you can do that. Absolutely.
It was the same damage as last time. A 6, a 4, and a 2.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like, oh, like I defeated him or whatever, but like
if you oh yeah, I guess that's fair. Like if you defeat him,
I
but
didn't want
not
to take
kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like any sword hit pretty much would effectively kill him. So he says this, and you cut off which arm? He's got 4.
Are you gonna dock him like a dreg?
Sure.
Okay. 2 quick swipes, and your sword. What element is your sword?
In game, it's void.
Okay. Is that what it is in this as well? Same thing?
Sure. I'm not sure exactly how swords work. I guess they have a sort of energy battery. But I always imagined it like had a bit more of a solar quality to it.
Yeah. I was
Like
because
a
I was going
heat
to say
edge.
if it's solar, it would cauterize the
Perfect.
wounds. Okay, yeah. So it you do that, and it Scandal screams or like kind of like grits his teeth,
Yeah.
as fucking his arms are cut off, and he like gets up and he like starts to slink away, and he's gonna move, or well, I guess it's still your turn, but kind of combat's basically done at this point.
I mean, other people can take actions. I'm not gonna stop them.
Hmm.
Nah.
Yeah, Nova's just gonna clench her fist, nod at Scandal the Vandal, and say, I suggest you listen to the lady.
So Scandal is going to look at Reth and say, "Peace, yes. Let's hope neither one of us regrets this, Guardian." And like fucking scurries away like a little weasel.
Oh, fantastic.
And yeah, so you've solved my Scandal the Vandal puzzle. For now, anyway.
I know.
He's about to cause way more scandals than just this.
I know.
If
Listen, I
if
will
nobody
not.
does anything else, then the two Elixni escape, and then it's I'll kick it back to you to discuss and reassess.
Yeah, kind of drops her sword, or not drops it, but just kind of lowers herself down to the ground for a moment, using it to brace herself. Sorry, I probably should have taken care of that, but she kind of like touches the crack in her helmet and I just couldn't bring myself to.
Nova is gonna extend a hand to her and say, Mercy is nothing you need to apologize for.
Yeah, she'll take that and get up again.
Hoists her upright, gives her a clap on the shoulder.
Right, good job, everyone. It could have been disastrous. Let's get back to the camp. Right. Take their shock daggers and weapons.
Yeah, let's definitely take their weapons. Those could be useful.
Yeah. Citizens might be able to use them.
Yeah.
Okay. You are able to gather up. I'll make a list of
Sure.
what you scrounge up for later. I'm not worried about it right now. And you you are able to return to the camp. There is a couple of the adults are awake and kind of approach, and all three of your ghosts, who I think were hanging back here, kind of like were up, and the general the general way they all approach you is kind of like, we're so glad you're back. What happened?
There was a minor scuffle. We dealt with it.
And they go, are we safe for the night?
We're safe.
Thank you. And your ghosts, I'm sure, are worried.
Yeah.
I think, other than, I don't know about Tau, but I think Sprite and Wisteria are both kind of like a little bit of worrywarts.
Oh yeah, totally.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You are correct.
Yeah,
So-
you are very right. Wisteria, like, he's a blabbermouth, but he's also just, like, super anxious. I'm imagining him literally just, like, bonking his shell repeatedly into Nova's helmet in excitement. He's, like, flying around her, like, bonking into her helmet repeatedly.
hmm You're back. You're back. I never doubted you for a second, but oh my god, I was so worried about you. Um,
You got him perfectly.
okay. And I actually, how would you describe Tao? Because I don't know if
I feel like
I've
Tao
asked.
has a very similar personality to Artemis. They're like complementary. They both just kind of quiet, keep to themselves, but
Mhm.
trust each other like completely.
Mhm. So maybe more of like a nonverbal kind of like sign of affection or something from
Yeah.
Tao. I just imagine that Artemis and Tao's like perfect night in is they're both reading and not
Mhm.
saying anything to either one. Maybe occasionally they'll like break for coffee and discuss their latest chapters, but like
Mhm. Or if one reads a particularly interesting passage, share it.
Mhm.
But
yeah,
very, very much
yeah,
like a parallel
yeah.
interaction.
Mhm. Yeah, that's basically I think how all ghosts kind of are. Ghost guardian pairings are either they're on the same wavelength or they're like opposites completely. Like one is like super anxious and the other one is all bravado, or vice versa, or they're on the same.
They're either complementary parallel or complementary opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, you all make it back to camp. You have I'm sure Nova at least will keep watch, and the rest of the Guardians can join if they so desire. But the rest of the night passes by uneventfully. And in the morning, kind of everybody gets up, all of the people, all of the kids, everybody. You've assigned a couple, I imagine, unless you want to take care of it yourselves. You can have somebody pass out rations on your behalf, like a trusted citizen, or you can, I mean, you can do it yourself. That's up to you. Um, but and I'll ask you about this over after the game. But rations are passed out for the morning. Everybody kind of has breakfast. Everybody's backs are sore because they've been sleeping on rocks, and like just a couple of the kids and maybe some of their parents have had blankets and stuff. So it's been cold. It's been uncomfortable. But everybody kind of trying to hold it together as best they can.
Yeah.
What do you do? Or do you say anything? Do you do anything? What's going on?
Definitely pass out those weapons to responsible wielders.
Mhm.
Maybe the same adults we woke up last night to watch the camp.
Literally what I was about to say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think Reth will try to stay awake as long as needed.
Okay. Well, you stay awake. You go to bed. Everybody wakes up. They have breakfast.
Okay.
I guess that's the thing. Are you going to move, or are you going to stay put, or do you have what is the plan?
I think we have to move.
Yeah, I think we should keep moving until we find a water source.
Yep.
And then we should just follow the river because humans all need water. Inevitably, we will find other people by following water sources, is my
Exactly.
best bet. And
Very smart.
along riverbanks too often tends to be a lot of edible foods like cattails and such.
Okay. So you we're gonna end here tonight. So
All
with
right.
the plan for finding water and finding other people to band up with. You set out once more to the east, with the sun rising, and a new day and new dangers await.
That was. I'm listening to the Destiny soundtrack at the moment, and what you said culminated with a rise in the music, and it was perfection.
Oh, that's so good. I wish we could use actual Destiny music. That would be
I'll link you
fantastic.
the track that I was listening to.
Please do.
Yeah, totally.
Put it in the.
I will.
Maybe we can put it in the Twitch stream too. But I do know Bungie does let a bunch of fans use music for stuff, so maybe, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
If,
Maybe we'd have to get permission first. I'm not sure.
oh, I
They allow
imagine.
archival purposes and stuff like that, but you gotta be careful.
Yeah, well, if they'd answer our emails,
Yeah, for real.
Bungie, my last email.
Bungie, please respond. I've sent you my email. Please respond.
Bungie, I sent you my TTRPG. Please respond.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that's the end for tonight. You have you successfully negotiated with an Elixir party, and you successfully fended off a very bitter subgroup of that party. You have let two of them go, return to. Well, I mean, who knows where they're going? We'll see. I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of drama. I thought that was super cool. Everybody.
There was a lot of awesome roleplay. Thank you for letting me do that, everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a really cool moment. And I had no idea how it was gonna go, so that was awesome. That's why we play.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, we will be back again next week with Fireteam B, affectionately nicknamed Fireteam Bush, and see what kind of shenanigans they're up to, because they're actually still in the city.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you are chronologically, you are a day ahead of them now. So we'll see what happens for their third session. I'm pretty stoked for that. We will have B read the next lore book we have, Moments of Reflection. And anybody have anything else to end with?
No, this is a great system. I love it more every time we play.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank
no,
you
you guys
all
did
for
great designing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Map
We-
design, the encounter design, the narrative stuff going on. Chef's kiss.
Oh, shucks. Okay. Well, thank you so much for playing. It's the systems definitely, we're fine tuning things here and there, but I hope everything felt good. Remember, if you haven't filled out the surveys and you have stuff to tell us about it, please do that. Thank you for everybody who is listening at home. We're all at home, but thank you for listening to our little Destiny RPG game. We really appreciate that, and we appreciate you chatting in the comments. I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to kick it over to B. But everybody have a lovely night. Stick around for this lore book, and then finish up your Festival of the Lost stuff, because that's done tomorrow. So
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Good luck.
Godspeed. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
All right. I estimate this chapter of the lore book will probably be 10-15 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. A Moment's Reflection. Part 5. Burdens. The cicadas were calling endlessly into the midday heat when Emira awoke from a nap in Karyopti's arms, her yawn as wide and unabashed as the sky above the meadow. "Where are we?" she asked, her eyes blinking away the brightness of the sun as she looked around. Here and there, Caryopti shrugged, spinning them lazily in a circle, making Emra giggle delightedly. I've just been walking due south, I think. When asked, Caryopti set her down amidst the grass and flowers. Immediately, her pale lavender arms were stretching into the sky to help her shrug off the last of sleep. Can we stop for a snack? Sure, Caryopti agreed, already shrugging off her backpack to take out the thick red blanket they'd found in a ruined apartment back in the city. She shook it out flat across the ground, then patted down the corners until it was smooth and wide. We have lots of berries left from the ones we found this morning, if you'd like those. Emra plopped herself down on the blanket, setting her backpack down beside her. Yes, please. Red or blue? Caryopti asked from inside the depths of her own backpack. A little of both, please. Yes, ma'am. They ate together in silence, Caryopti only taking a few bites to preserve what little food they had, laying back against the blanket so they could watch the clouds, birds, and insects swirl together overhead. For a long while, the only breaks to the quiet were spent pointing out a cloud that looked like an eagle, or Lord Shax from the Crucible TV channel's helmet. Caryopti grimaced at that last one. Your daddies let you watch the Crucible TV channels? No, Emra said, shaking her head. But sometimes Ocean and Day watch when they think Daddy or Papa aren't looking. Ocean is your eldest brother, right? Then Day, then you? Emra hummed in affirmation. And you, what, catch both of them in the act often enough to know what Lord Shax's helmet looks like? She shrugged. He's very distinctive. I can't argue with that, Miss Vocabulary. With their snack eaten and the blanket stowed away again, Caryopti was helping Emra shrug her backpack on to continue the trek, when suddenly the little awoken gasped. Look! She yelled, pointing frantically. Look! Over there! A camp! A camp? Caryopti's eyes followed the line of her finger. She saw only a copse of pine trees swaying in the wind at the edge of the meadow far, far away. I don't see anything yet. Let's lower our voices and move closer, see if we can see anything. Okay? Emra fell quiet, nodding, then took off running, her backpack flopping every which way across her back as she moved. Caryopti, swiftly donning her own backpack in one practice movement, followed after, needing only to walk quickly to keep up with the little girl's pace. Soon they were near the edge of the clearing, and Emra, huffing and puffing to catch her breath, had to stop for a drink of water. While Caryopti absent-mindedly obliged her by helping her retrieve the water bottle from the side pouch of her backpack, her eyes busied themselves scanning what was indeed a camp a little ways off. There were at least a dozen tents, their make and material all different. Some were just scraps and blankets. So many tents, she thought, but no sign of people. Oh no. Beside her, Emra lowered the bottle from her mouth. What is it? Emra, Caryopti began carefully, not taking her eyes off the camp for more than a moment. I hate to ask you this, but I'm going to have to ask you to stay here and hide while I take a look at the camp. Emra's water bottle dropped to the ground with a dull clang, its contents pouring onto the ground as she bolted upright, her voice high but restrained in volume even still. No, I want to come with you. Caryopti shook her head. Emra, I think something really bad happened here. Tears were welling in her eyes now, her fists clenched tight. No, please, take me with you. It's not safe. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to go without you. Caryopti couldn't argue with that. She didn't want to be alone either, let alone leave Emra by herself. She turned, eyeing the camp. Not a single thing had moved. Fine, she sighed softly. But only if I can carry you, and you keep your eyes shut the whole time. But you carried me all morning, Emra whined. I want to walk. Karyapti considered this, frustration burning in her stomach, making her grind her teeth. She could pick Emma up by force, but she didn't want to do that. Not only would the girl probably squirm and make a lot of noise, Karyapti didn't want to go against her wishes and choices when she had stated so plainly that she didn't want to be held. Plus, now that she thought about it, while holding her would make for an easy getaway, it would also mean Karyapti couldn't protect her by standing in front of her if trouble decided to show its face. So what other option was there? How about this? Karyapti suggested, pushing down the frustration until it was only a tight line hidden in her voice. You can walk, but you have to keep your eyes shut until I tell you that you can open them. I'll lead you by holding your hand the whole way, okay? The girl nodded gravely. Okay. I'm serious. You have to keep your eyes shut the whole time. Promise? Again, that grave nod. Promise. Okay. Karyapti offered her hand so Emra could take it. Now eyes shut. There you go. Just follow me. I won't lead you anywhere you'll trip over anything, but be careful when you put your feet down, okay? There you go. Just like that. Yeah, atta girl. Slowly, carefully, they inched their way toward the camp, Karyapti keeping Emra shielded from view as best she could as they moved. And all that while, still no signs of living people caught her eye, and as soon as the tall grass of the meadow grew shorter, Karyapti could plainly see why. Everyone in the camp was dead. Her stomach turned over inside her. She knew she had no fear of throwing up. Exos had no need to vomit, after all. But the chill that ran through her was an instinct she couldn't clamp down on, especially when there was so much blood and gore and viscera and, oh, sweet light of the traveler, was that brain matter? Are you okay? Emra whispered behind her, squeezing her hand gently. What? You made a noise. It didn't sound good. I'm fine, Karyapti said, letting out a breath. Just keep your eyes closed. They are. Smart girl. It doesn't smell good here. It smells really bad. I know, kiddo. I'm sorry. Just breathe in deep through your mouth and hold it as long as you can. Do it again if you need to. We'll be out of here soon. Cautiously, she approached one of the bodies. A human man, given the style of dress. But beyond the tanned neck, the head was... well, it was not in a state to be identified any longer. What could have done this? She thought. What weapon is powerful enough to do something like this to a person's head? It's completely unrecognizable. Then she noticed it. In the distance, a cliff overlooking the camp. A perfect sniper's perch. Terror clawed at her spine, and she had to force the feeling down, at least long enough to get Emma to safety. But no. No, these bodies were long cold. They probably died the day before. The danger was past. Probably. Standing back up, she led Emra around to the tents, stooping to rifle through the meager supplies she could find there. There wasn't much. Like them, these people had left the city in a hurry. Still, she was able to find some food, some extra water bottles, a nice pillow for Emra, and... holy shoot. What'd you find? Emra leaned around her hip. Karyapti's attention swiveled to her instantly, afraid of the inevitable nightmares if Emra opened her eyes. She nearly sighed aloud with relief when she saw, however, her eyes still closed despite her curiosity. Nothing. Just some really tasty food I think you'll like for dinner. The lie came too easily. Cariopsy gritted her teeth, squeezing her eyes shut to help swallow the guilt. Oh, that sounds nice, Emera said, but then paused, her face screwing up. Something bad happened here, didn't it? That's why these people... why they don't need their food anymore. That's why we can take it, and you're not leaving Glimmer behind like in the city. Cariopsy flinched. There was no getting around this one. Yes, Emera, unfortunately something bad did happen here. Was it the Cabal? Cariopsy looked around at the tents, the blood, the bodies. I can't say for sure, but yes, I think so. Emera fell silent. Cariopsy hated it, but knew the truth was better than another lie. The kid was too smart not to figure it out in an instant anyway. Let's get going. I think we have all we need to keep us safe for a while now. And indeed, with the newly found pistol and a grenade now tucked away safely in her backpack, she had all she needed to keep them safe. She hoped. That's the end of this chapter in A Moment's Reflection. Thanks for listening. Stay safe out there, everybody. Have a good night.